Health and Safety, Part 1. At Evri, we want everyone to go home safe every day. We've created this short video to walk you through our health and safety policies, and to show you what you need to do to properly follow them. Let's start off with a little bit of housekeeping. Fire safety. Whichever site you're working at, it's really important you know what to do in the case of a fire. You'll be shown the emergency exits, and told when the weekly fire alarm test is at your site. If you hear it go off at any other time, you should leave the building through the nearest or safest exit. When you get outside, find your designated assembly point, and follow the instructions of your control officer or the fire brigade. They'll let you know when it's safe to go back inside. Smoking. Smoking is against the law inside any workplace in the UK. You'll find a designated outdoor smoking area at all Evri sites, and if you do want to smoke or use an e-cig, this is the place to go. If you're using a company vehicle, you can't smoke inside that either. Good practice. Keeping your working area organized reduces the chance of an accident and helps you be more efficient. The easiest way to do this is to tidy as you go throughout your shift. If you spill something, let the manager know, so the spill team can come and sort it for you, especially if it could be a hazardous chemical. We call this our see it, sort it, report it approach. Put any rubbish in the right bin, and don't use the compactor unless you've been trained. As you move around the depot or hub, follow the blue path, to keep out of the way of any forklifts or other vehicles. These paths should never be obstructed. Accident reporting. We all have a legal duty to record personal injuries which occur at work. You're responsible for reporting any accidents or near misses to your line manager. Your manager will show you where the accident log is kept, and where you can find the first aid kit or treatment room, if your site has one. Check out the notice boards, to find out who your first aider is. Safe systems of work. Following our safe system of work every time, is how you can make sure you go home safe after every shift. A great example of this is personal protective equipment, or PPE, the items you might need to wear, to help keep you safe. For example, if you work in a warehouse, you should wear safety shoes, not regular boots or trainers, and keep your high-vis jacket on, at all times. Different roles may require different safe systems of working, and you'll be shown the ones for your role after watching this video. If you're asked to do something different, check with your manager first, to make sure you've had the right training. The same goes if you're unsure about anything. Feel free to ask to be shown again. We use a lot of equipment to help us move parcels around our sites, like roll cages, pallets and collars. If you notice a problem or it doesn't feel quite right in any way, stop using it straight away and report it to your manager. Use the health and safety notice board, to keep up to date on safety changes, risk alerts and who you can ask for help, including a language buddy. Drugs and alcohol. No matter which part of our business you work in, there's a risk to the health, safety and welfare of everyone, with the inappropriate use of drugs and alcohol. No drugs or alcohol are permitted on Evri premises or in our vehicles, and their consumption is strictly prohibited while at work. We do carry out random tests from time to time, or if we think someone might be under the influence while at work. If you have any concerns about a colleague, please speak to your line manager. Manual handling. Do you know, a third of all accidents reported in the workplace are caused by manual handling? To help protect yourself, always do the following before lifting an item. First, have a look at the item you need to move and think about if you might need some help to do it safely, like another person or lifting equipment. Is there a weight warning on the parcel, and are there any obstacles or hazards on the route you're taking? Next, position your feet about hip distance apart, and make sure you feel stable. When you bend down to pick up the item, use your knees and keep your back straight. As you lift it, keep it close to your body for support. Keep straight as you move with it, avoiding leaning or twisting, and keep your steps smooth and steady. When you place it down, make sure to bend your knees and keep your back straight. If 2 people are needed to move something, choose one person to lead, and agree some simple rules, for example counting down together from 3 to start. Follow the same steps you would if you were lifting alone. If you're pulling a pallet, keep your head upright and your back straight. And if you're pushing, bend your front leg, and keep your back one straight. You'll be shown how to do this in practice after the video. Mechanical handling equipment. It's important if you're walking around a site, to be aware of forklift or electric pallet trucks, and stay at least 2 meters away. This is known as an exclusion zone. If you need to speak with the driver, wait until they've stopped, and only approach once they've parked and confirmed the handbrake is on. If you are a driver, sound your horn when entering the warehouse or to raise awareness. If you see a pedestrian within your exclusion zone, stop straight away and remind them about the zone. Conveyor belt safety. Working on a conveyor belt. Before you start your shift, make sure you take off any jewelry or clothing which could get caught, like drawstrings on a hoodie, long hair, or a scarf. When you're working, you should stand on the opposite side of the drive shaft and drive bands. Stand at the front of the conveyor, avoiding the trap zones, and make sure you know where the nearest emergency stop button is. Stay alert at all times and stop the conveyor if someone is in trouble. You'll be shown how to use it after this video. Unloading a trailer. If you're tipping a trailer, there are a few do's and don'ts you need to remember. Take care opening the shutter doors and when releasing the cargo net, as loose parcels might fall. You'll be working in pairs, so follow the manual handling techniques we showed you earlier in this video, and work to the agreed plan. Make sure there's enough light for you to be able to see clearly, and ask for more if you need it. It's physical work, so drink plenty of water to avoid becoming dehydrated, and don't try to do more than you can safely manage. If it feels unsafe, it probably is. Always report it, to make sure you and your colleagues go home safe. Unsafe loads are items of excess weight, loaded at height, sharp items or protruding edges or points, leaking hazardous goods, or a collapse or avalanche of the wall of parcels. Tail lift safety. There are 3 types of tail lifts: standard, column, and folding. Here are some principles you need to remember, though you should only use a tail lift if you've been trained and authorized to. The vehicle should always be parked on flat ground, not a slope. Make sure the platform is clean, the area is well lit, and check that below and around the tail lift is clear, and that no one's too close before it's activated. Don't exceed the manufacturer's notice on a safe load. Don't let the load overhang the platform, and make sure you put the brake on wheeled cages. When you activate it, keep your feet clear of the platform edges, and hands away from moving parts. When you're done, switch everything to the off position, and remove any keys. Stow away any ramps fitted, and ensure the tail lift is stowed away and secure before driving or leaving the vehicle unattended. If you're handling hydraulic oil, don't allow it to come into contact with your skin, mouth, or eyes. If it does, rinse off immediately and report it. Vehicle safety. Our sites have vehicles moving around them most of the day, so you need to follow pedestrian paths, and be aware of transport rules, so you don't put yourself or others at risk. If a driver is reversing, find a safe area away from them, where you can be seen by the driver. If you see a vehicle rolling, never ever try to stop it. Instead, you should warn others and maintain a safe distance. Display screen equipment. Not all health and safety practices are about working with heavy machinery or moving items. If you use display screen equipment, you need to complete a DSE assessment, which we'll cover now. You can find out more on My Journey. Your monitor should be set up at eye level, and about arm's length away from your face, so you can keep your head up and eyes forward. Keep your shoulders relaxed and your back supported. Your hands should be in line with your forearms, and your feet flat on the floor or a footrest. Good posture is important, but so is taking regular breaks away from your screen. Aim for 5 minutes every hour. responsible business. At Evri, we want to do everything we can to take care of you and the environment. When working, think about the ways in which you can reduce the amount of waste we create. Can you reuse or recycle it? You can also do your bit by thinking about energy and water use. For example, switching off electrical items and not leaving items on standby when you're not using them, and making sure you turn off taps after every use. Simple ways we can all make a difference. Loss prevention. We take security very seriously at Evri, and have a zero-tolerance policy with regard to theft or criminal activities on our sites. We use security patrols and CCTV cameras to protect our people and our property. All our colleagues, agency staff, and self-employed contractors are subject to our stop and search policy. These may be carried out at random, or they could be predetermined. When you leave the site, press the random search button, or a nominated person may select you for searching. There's a list of items which we don't allow you to have on the warehouse floor, including phones, lighters and knives. Please check the stop and search policy on the intranet to see the full list. You can store your personal belongings in a locker during your shift. So, you're now up to speed with all things health and safety at Evri. If you have any questions, please speak to your manager. We hope you enjoy the rest of your training. Thank you for watching and helping us on our mission for everyone to go home safe every day.
Hi, I'm Stuart Crogford, Head of Health and Safety for Evri. I hope your induction's going really well, adding value as you understand our business more, and most importantly from my perspective, how we ensure that you go home safe every day. As part of making sure that this happens, by the way, we do promote a culture where regular behaviour observation will be completed by your line manager or supervisor, i.e. they'll be observing you and then obviously feeding back what they've seen after the event. Hopefully that will involve praise, a well done and thank you. Let's have some more please, but it could include some coaching if there's any improvement needed, and obviously worst case, we will stop what you're doing, understand why you were doing that, and obviously make the relevant corrections, yeah? We obviously rely on your feedback and observations too, so please continue to inform us of anything you see or spot immediately so we can act and continue to keep everybody safe in your depot. I'm going to hand you back now to your Evri team and wish you well. Yeah, I'd look to catch up with you in due course, hopefully. Thanks, bye-bye.